what's up? This is Cindy Sanyu, but it's definitely the king herself, full of Pulse Uganda. Yeah! Why I'm standing again is because when I came into UMA, it was a really small association. Actually, most of the membership was here in the city. So when I came in, we first of all expanded the association from a membership of about 1,900 people to right now we are more than 5,000 members. So we have become a national thing. So it's not really about bringing something new. First of all, it's consolidating what we have. Strengthening that, because it has only been 2 years. And 2 years to some people sounds like a lot of time, but 2 years is very little time. It's actually really little time. So first of all, I want to strengthen what we started, the membership, the connections that we made, and not just with the government, but with so many other organizations that want really to support the industry. I want to strengthen that, to add more membership onto it. Hopefully by the time I leave after the next, during this time, I would like us to get to at least to 15,000 members. That's what I'm thinking about, is where my focus is. And then we started conversations about having a ministry. Last year we had so much time looking for where we belong, like who do we cry to, who do we talk to, who do we complain, in fact who do we beat up when something bad is happening, and there was nowhere. We were in Ministry of Gender, we were in Culture, there was really no office for artists. So we are talking about, we've had conversations about a ministry. And that's something I've been involved in. And it's not a conversation for a week or two, a month. I want, njagala kugusa ensonga. Ugandans understand me, like I want that to let's get to a ministry. That's something I think I can do. We also got more TVs and radios to pay licenses. We want to get to a point when everybody is paying for music. So those things, and then other things we can add on that, but that right there needs a lot of concentration, and I want to do that. When people talk about copyright, it sounds like a very simple thing, like pass it, arrest people who are taking your music. It sounds very simple, but when I got into that conversation with the companies involved and all that, I started to realize that every country has its own unique ways of selling music. The copyright system, fixing that copyright law works for some people, and actually, believe it or not, does not work for everybody. Because right now, if I said everybody watching me right now, you have to pay for every artist that you stream, that is going to narrow down because right now you're listening to everybody because it's free, right? But then if I say it's for paying, you're going to narrow down to your favorite 5 artists and say, you know what, I'm not spending on people I don't know. I can only spend on the big artists who I know and I love. That means you're not going to support the young artists. So we need to look at this law seriously, like look at all the small things inside and say, how does it work for an upcoming artist? Because the truth is nobody's interested. How does it get to a point that people are interested, then now they are willing to pay? Because it's a journey. It's a journey. You can't release music today, no matter how amazing it is, and people want to pay. No, first they want to sample that, for a while, and then get to the point of paying. So we need to tailor this thing for artists in Uganda, and that is going to take some time. But I want people to be encouraged that most TVs and radios and telecommunications are accepting these meetings. 2 years ago, they didn't care. They didn't want to sit in a meeting to talk about copyright. Like, no, I promote you guys. They were looking at it like they're helping the artists. But now, with all these awareness campaigns we've had, right now they're willing to sit on the table, and that's a good place. I have always been about women. If you listen to my music is about encouraging a woman to feel beautiful, to feel sexy, to feel empowered. All my music is about that. And because I see the struggles of women, I grew up with a single mother who had 7 children to raise. So as you can imagine, it was a hassle. My father died when I was only 2 years old. So our mother had to raise us. So I am all about empowering women, but I am not about kicking aside the guys. You understand? There's that bit that I don't agree with, because I don't believe that we females can do it alone per se. I believe that we can do it with the guys, but everybody needs to let the other be who they're supposed to be. That is my position. So I don't know if that makes me a feminist or not, because I think we take it too much on the left-hand side sometimes and say everything for women. But I don't think it should be that way. I feel like it should be, if the guys can let us play our part and they play theirs, all of us will be happy. That's my position right there. How much an artist gets from that album is still a conversation we need to sit down and talk about, because other industries are structured. You know, people know where to go to get certain things. But artists here, I'll give an example of myself. I will write the song and I'll pay the producer to produce it, and I will pay for the video, and I will pay the promoter and pay the distributor. So when the song comes in, ideally I should get 100%, because I've invested everything into it. But that is just me. But so there's so many artists who the writer is different, the manager invested all the money into it, but the artists with their image and their enthusiasm and their beauty and their hard work promoted the song to where it is. So I think this should be something that we sit down and decide who gets what, depending on who contributed what into the project. So with an artist like me, I would say I'd rather pay everybody and get 100% at the end of the day. I feel like that is good business. And but an artist who doesn't write has beautiful music, but they did not write it, didn't pay for the production, the management did all that. So at the end of the day, that also has to be, they cannot claim 100%, and sometimes they can't even claim 50%. It has to be less than that. So right now it has to be, let's discuss it, you know, how can we make this work for everybody, because the industry is young. We don't want to accept the managers, we need them. We don't want to accept the distributors right now, we need them, because the industry is not structured. So I think it's all, let's talk. That's where we are as an industry right now. On that subject of promoting our music internationally, it's something that with my own experience, I have asked, like, because I wondered why our music was not playing in international platforms. You know, I was like, we have amazing music. A lot of these international acts come here for inspiration, you know. So I'm like, why isn't our content being played out there? Then I found out that it's actually a whole system that needs to be fixed. If an international TV is not getting any ads from your country, or not getting any support, which is not just artists, but not feeling general support from your country, they're not going to want to play your content. So I realized that it's something that we need to talk about with even the sponsors here, say the big companies, the beers, the telecommunications, and say we need you guys to be out there so we can be out there, because we need to sell as a team. We can't just say Nigerians to play Ugandan music when they don't have any ads and no business sense in their country coming from our country. So we need to make that happen together. You know, so I found out that as Cindy, I cannot play successfully on MTV Base for 6 months. I can't do that because they are not getting business sense from my country. So it has to be a conversation that it's really a big thing. That's why I'm talking about a ministry, because when you say something like that, people need to support the artist. And who does that? A ministry does that. You can't go to a particular telecommunication, or no, a ministry does it and says, now we want our content to sell in this country. So how do we sell our country to them so that our music and our culture sells over there? That's my opinion on that. We need to do that. My message right here on Pulse is, first of all, I'd like to appreciate you so much for not just supporting the Cindy brand, but supporting Ugandan music. We need that. We need that so much. We need you to make as much noise about us as possible, because I know you want us to go platinum. You want us to sell all over the world, but it starts with you. If you support us, they will hear the noise and they will have to support us. So I thank you for supporting me. I thank you for supporting Ugandan artists everywhere, in your car, on your border, at your business, I don't care, on your small phone, I don't care. Thank you for supporting our content, and don't give up now. Keep supporting us. We'll get there.